Hey there YouTubers, this is Dan Strong with Excel VBA is Fun. Today you're joining me with one of my own personal projects. I am going to create a scheduling tool that helps me to kind of propose different arrangements of we have a large music and worship team at our church, and it's comprised of a lot of different people that could do some of the same things. For example, sometimes I play guitar or piano, or sometimes another person would play guitar or do the lead vocal for that service. So we have a lot of people that can do. Got a lot of talented people on our team. So what I want is some kind of report, maybe not even 3 months in advance. Let me delete this here. But just something that will kind of pop in a page that we can look at that will say just kind of proposing random things, and later we'll add rules to it. For example, within a date range, we'll have a separate database set up where from this date to this date, only put me in uh, only put me in one time for this month, and put me in 2 times this month, or this particular day, put me in 0 times, meaning I want to be off that day because I'm going to be out of town or at the lake or whatever. So let's get started. Here's kind of how it'll look. Let's say I was doing lead vocal that day, and we had Kevin on the lead guitar, and Brittany on the bass, and so forth, and backup vocals and things like this. So it might propose that. It might randomly choose a different proposal based on the rules that we'll set up later. So let's get started. I'll show you my skills sheet. I'll probably be zooming in right about now. But on this sheet you see um, there's columns, and I just put an X because I just felt like it. And we'll make a macro that figures out if they have an X in that particular column, or it's not blank or whatever. Then that's they're, I don't know, certified. They have a skill in that department. So sound booth, they're doing the attendance tool, working projection, playing the drums, etc. So, and then we'll build a schedule suggestion maker after some steps that we had got to do here. So, where do we start? We probably are just going to have it, first of all, we'll just have it fulfill every single thing on here and try to fill it up. And then we'll try to randomize that later, probably in a different video. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and erase all this stuff here. And we got B. We got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 different columns that we have to play around with. So hit Alt F11. You might see that I have already done a form, basically a suggestion form. You got TB start date and TB end date. You have a get schedule, and you have an exceptions, which I have not built anything for. And this is probably, I don't need that. It fills in with all the people, as you can see here from that page. So what are we going to do first? First, we need to, gosh, let's see. As you double click on the button, you'll see that I have call the macro call to get suggestions, which just happens to be right here. So get suggestions is, we've already started on that macro. Got the start date is going to be equal to converting the date of the text boxes here, so we have actual date values there. And then I'm changing this start date to the nearest Sunday using get Sunday of that date. That is a user-defined function, a UDF, and that is found here. So we'll review that really quickly. Let's go ahead and hit F5. Oops, I need to put a stopper probably. Let's put one right here. Alright, so let's put the starting date would be 6/1, 6/1/2013, all the way to 6, how about 7/30/2013. Click Get Schedule. So the starting date is 6/1, ending date is that. But we're going to change the starting date to the nearest Sunday, and let's do that. Alright, hit F8, and this is our get Sunday macro here. We're using a select case, so we're selecting the case of what's the weekday of that date. And let's, just for fun, let's do a debug.print of that. What is the weekday of my date? And hit enter. Okay, so it's 7. So now we kind of know what to expect here. We don't have anything for 7. With the weekday, let's see, okay. So that means that that day is it is a Saturday. So let's see if we have all our exceptions here. I think we do. That would be case 7. Let's see, case 2, so if it was Monday, nope, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it looks like it is a Saturday. So my date, which is 6/1, should actually be equal to my date minus 6. I guess that would be going to the prior Saturday, which actually would be out of the, or the prior Sunday, which would kind of be out of the date range. So maybe we need to rethink that. If it was Saturday, then we want the day after that. So it'd be my date plus 1. So I guess I need to rethink this while you're here. You caught me. Let's see. So if it was that, it would be plus 2. And we'll just go in that sequence, I suppose. Plus 4. Plus 5. And if it was a Monday, we're going to zoom to the next Sunday by adding 6 days to that date. Alright, so let's do that. So it's actually a Saturday, and it should start on the Sunday, which is 6/2. So it looks right. So, and then get Sunday, which is the name of the function. You always end with that, equals whatever the date is here. And now that the function is fulfilled, that variable is now taken on whatever the result of the function was. 6/2, okay. So x is going to be 6/2/2013 all the way till 7/30/2013. We'll probably increment by a week, about step 7. So every single time you go to the next x, you're increasing by 7 days, or 7. Alright, so let's get started. How about the first date? We'll just go down the line. First date is going to be plopped right here on A5 in our sheet, and it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and declare that sheet. So we're going to say dim sug as worksheet, and set sug, that's our suggestion sheet, equal to this workbook.sheets, and that's going to be called suggester. Okay. And our starting, what do we say? Our starting row is 5. So let's do that. Y equals 5, and I'll make a note that that's our starting row with using apostrophe behind that. Alright, cool. So let's see, and we'll increment that by 2, because we want to jump and skip a row as we're going down. That's just the format, and we'll just roll with it. So, alright, so the first date we need to pop into our first cell. So let's say sug dot, that's our sheet, dot cells, and we want to use X, of course, because, no, we want to use Y, excuse me. Y is 5 currently. That's our row 5, comma, and 1 is going to be the date, so that equals st date, or it equals X. X is the current date, excuse me. And then suggestion dot cells Y, comma, so column 2, what's that going to be? Well, that's lead vocal, so we need to go down the line here. Lead vocals, so we need to get the lead vocals. Well, who can do lead vocals? Let's find out. Let's see, I'm not going to keep that as 1 forever. But we need a macro that finds the lead vocal. So let's see here. I'm going to put that this user form needs to hide because it's really annoying. I can't click on the worksheets if it's not hidden. There we go. Alright. I'm going to click over here, go to our skills sheet, and so how do we find out if which person plays lead guitar? We could loop through all these people, but then it would always go in a particular order. So what we need to do is we need to kind of skip around here until, I guess, until we've got them all. Let's see. Thinking this through. By the way, this list has a name. It's a dynamic range, and so is this. This is dynamic range. So we could do let's put a column over here called done. Oh, of course. So I either have that locked or it's because the macro's running. Fine, I'll close the dang macro. Let's call this column loop done. Alright, just because I'm too lazy to do anything with an array right now. It's way too late at night for that mess. So we'll call this loop done. And here's what we'll do. It'll go through, pick a random number between our starting row and our last row, and it'll analyze and see, hey, does this have an X, or does this have anything indicating that we've already done that one? And if it has, it'll just pick another random between 1 and whatever until it's gone through everything and found us our lead vocalist. Oh yes, that's what we need to do. Oh, I'm excited. Sorry, I get nerd excited. I love me some nerd stuff here. This is awesome. Alright, so what column number is that over there? Way over there. Loop done is column 24. You can see it right here whenever I click and hover. Alrighty. We are on our way now. I'm excited. Let's see here. Alright. So what's our last row? We need to get that. So I'm going to say SLR equals suggestion sheet dot cells rows dot count comma 1 dot end using Excel's up function dot row. There's our last row. Okay, so cool. That's how we do our random thing here. We could just do a bunch of user-defined functions, I suppose. No, we'll figure out a way to do it like this. What did we say that was? Row 24. We'll say loop column equals 24, and we can use that variable lcall later. So to find the lead vocals, We'll call this lvoc, and then we'll do a little macro jig here. Alright. And we need to declare the skills sheet. So let's do that here. Comma sk as worksheet. So sk will be the name of our other worksheet. we're going to go ahead and set sk to be equal to this workbook.sheets, and it's called skills is the name of that sheet. So now we're ready to go, pretty much. Here is our lead vocal finder, and let's do a random yes or no each time. Let's make a user-defined function called yes or no. So function yes, no, and we'll say we don't need anything there. We don't need any variables there. As Boolean. Why Boolean? Because Boolean means yes, no. It means it's either true or it's going to be false, quite literally. And we have no arguments because it's just going to randomly find a either true, or it's either going to be true, or it's either going to be false. So actually, let's rename this true, false. It's totally random. So how about this? My variable equals application.worksheet function.rand between. How about we do a rand between 0 and 1. Let's try this. I don't know. And then let's see what we get here. F8, F8. So it's 1. How about if my var equals 0, then you have to use the name of the function to end it. Then true false equals false. Else, so if it's a 1, then true false, the name of our function equals true. And there you have it. We have a neat little function here. Let's try this. Go back to here. Let's see. And the true or false thing will apply to some things that we don't always need. We're pretty much going to need to have a lead vocal, and most of the time we're going to have a lead guitar and a piano and a drum. Usually don't want to leave those out. But but backup vocals, I think we could. Yeah, let's just see how it works. T or F equals true, false. See what happens. I'm just curious now. Haven't made that one before. So let's try that again. 6-1 to 7:30. Get schedule. Got the starting date here. Let's skip to this part. True or false equals. Okay, so yeah, they're running that. The random one is 0 this time. So false. So T or F equals false. Cool. Alright, let's see here. Not going to use the true or false thing for lead vocal. We do want a lead vocal. So let's start our finder, okay? Let's use Z. For Z equals 2 to SLR. That's the skills sheet, last row. Next, Z. So here's where we're going from 2 all the way to SLR, which is going to be 10, no doubt. Or, let's see. Is that SLR? Is that our suggestion sheet? We need to do SKLR then. I'm going to copy all this here and just change the sheet to SK. There we go. So that should give us our last row there. hit F5, F5. Oh, that time it was true. How about that? Okay. Alright, we've got a date there. For Z equals 2 to SKLR, which is 10. Perfect. Alright. Now we need to analyze if there is a lead vocal there somewhere, which is 1, 2, that's column 3. A little reminder for me. So, we've got to get a random number, don't we? My row equals ran between, and our ran between is actually 2 to SKLR. That's the number. So it's either going to be anywhere from row 2 until row 10. That's what my row is. So let's analyze my row and see if we need to do that. Alright, let's see. F8. So what row are we going to use? We're going to use row 10 for the first trial. That would be Victoria H here. So if suggestion sheet dot cells row Z, which is RC, my row, let's see here, comma, and column 3 for lead guitar is not blank, then I'm going to put stop and if. And so let's go back and analyze that. So my row is 10. No, this is the skills sheet, which is sk dot. So there is not blank. No, it is blank. Let's go to the next one. So now we're going to 9. Okay, and let's forget this SKLR stuff here. Let's go from 2 to 1000, because who knows how many times we're going to need to loop through this thing. So let's start over. Let's see, we're going to check out row 6. Nope, that person. Okay, nope. Now we got row 7. Nope. Now we've got row 6 again. 6. Row 3. Okay, row 3. Okay, it looks like let's see. No, my row is 9. Excuse me. My row is 3. Okay, we found one finally. Okay, it looks like row 3 is me and lead guitar, so that's a yes. So now we're going to do our thing here. We're actually going to say Wait, were we looking for lead vocal? Dang it, we are. Crap. Alright, fine. What's lead vocal on the skills sheet? Lead vocal is column 8. Alright, sorry. Let's try that. Let's keep going. Alright, so whoever is in column 2, that is not blank. There's an X there, so that's great. We've got a good candidate now. So that person is going to now, let's see, if there haven't already been used too much, sk.cells using my row, but column 24, if that is also not blank, then use. So we're going to use this person and we'll mark it. And their name is in column 1, so we will say suggestion.cells y comma column 2, just like we did column 1 a minute ago. It's going to be the person's name. So who's leading? Whoever is in the sk sheet dot cells on my row in column 1 is where their name is. We're also going to mark that on column 24, which is lcall. So skills sheet dot cells my row comma 24 equals x to indicate that we have used that one and we don't want to use it again. Of course, we'll have to make more exceptions because sometimes somebody does lead vocal and rhythm guitar, or somebody does lead vocal and piano. So we'll have to make some exceptions in there, but we can figure that all out later. This is all for testing purposes. So if that is not blank, or yeah, if that's not, let's see if that is blank, then we want to do all this here. Otherwise, skip it. So it is blank, as we can see here. So the suggestion sheet on row 5, alright, is now going to say Michael S. And we're going to mark this right here as being used up. There, you can see it there. And we're done with the lead vocal thing, so go to next one. Alright. Next one is right here. And we'll go straight here instead of looping to the 1000th time. And we can pretty much copy and paste this kind of stuff. Alright, now we're going to find what's next? So we got our lead vocal, we need a rhythm guitar now. You know what? I'm going to change that to a V. So, no, I'm not. I was thinking you could distinguish vocals versus instruments, because vocals, obviously, you can also play an instrument. But again, we're still in the preliminary stage, so I'm just going to chill. Alright, so we've got another loop, almost identical. We're going to find the rhythm guitar. Alright, and rhythm guitar on this sheet is column 2. Again, this is sloppy. I mean, you can always name the columns and everything. I'm just trying to get through it. Let's see, rhythm guitar, My row is going to be 8. Let's see, and that's column 2 for column 2 is rhythm guitar. So nope, that person doesn't play rhythm guitar. Let's see, does this one? Yes, whoever that is. Okay, so is that row 4? Let's see, here's row 4. No. So that person could play rhythm guitar for the vocalist. So okay. And that is going to be the next one. And actually, did we say y equals y plus 1? Y equals y plus 1. Got to do that after each one. Every time you use it up, you're going to increment to the next one. So really, technically, I need to do that first. I'll go skip there and do that. And then I'll go back. Yeah, so now it was on, whoops, we need it to be 2. Because we're not going to the next one, we're going jumping 2 rows here. So, make it 1 again just so I can do it on the fly. But then, from then on out, it needs to be 2. Alright. So that is going to say that name there under rhythm guitar. Oh, shoot. That's why I'm not ready to increment until I've done the whole thing there. Shooey. Thought about that and then I forgot. Okay, never mind. That's for the next week's. Okay, well, whatever. Let's see here. And we want that to be marked so we can't use rich again. Oh, we don't want to go to next one. We will go to next 2, which we're about to create here. Copy that. Paste it. And then we're going to find our lead guitar. So, and I believe this is optional. So let's use our true false thing. True or false, using that function. So if T or F is true, then basically just continue on, and otherwise go to next 3, basically skipping the whole lead guitarist thing. So oops. Let's copy that again. Skipping ahead here. Lead guitar finder. Okay, same stuff here. Pretty much using column. Let's see. Sorry, 4. Using column 4 there. And I don't know which column that is. over here on the skills sheet. Lead guitar is 3. So that's actually right. Okay. So let's analyze that. Go in here, true or false. Is true. So we're going to continue. We're going to go and pick out a lead guitarist there. The row is 10, and that's Victoria, and I can already tell you she's not a lead guitarist. Let's see, row 8 is Daniel, he's not a lead guitarist. Row 5, Treston is not a lead guitarist. 6, Kenneth, no. Row 2, Michael, no, we'll get there. 7, nope. Fine, I'll just put a stop marker and hit F5. Hey, we found one, what do you know? Row 3. Okay, that's me, and I have not been used, so this should work just fine. Oh, dang. I need to add Kevin on there, otherwise I'll do that in a minute. We have another lead guitarist, so thank God. I don't have to do everything. Alright, let's see. No, that's blank, so we'll put his name right there on that sheet. And we'll mark that one as being used up. And we'll go to the next one here. And then we need to find... Ah, crap, we're still on that, aren't we? Fine, hold on a second. Let's go to the immediate window and say y equals y minus 2. And then let's go ahead and run these two here one more time. There we go. That's prettier. And they won't let me delete that. Oh well. Going to next one. Next thing that we need is bass guitar. Bass finder. Alright, so now we are on row 5. And we need to find bass, and what is bass on? Bass is on row 4 of that sheet. So let's just skip to the good stuff here. Hit F5. Oh, snap. Let's see, are we not... Oh, okay, we found a person here. So, are they used? I don't know. Looks like they are used. So do we have a bass player? Let's make it find it. Let's make Excel work a little bit, shall we? F5. Okay, crap. Well, they didn't find a bass player. Does that mean that all of our bass players are used? Oh, because this code is telling it to go to next 2. We need to make it go to next 4, which doesn't exist yet. And that's what's going on there. Anyway, it looks like it's trying to do everything that we needed to do. There's our next 4. And this will be headed to our next 5, which doesn't exist. Let's just put it here. Next 5. Now we can stop there for just a second and analyze what's going on here. Let's go back to where we are. We'll stop it right about when we're looking for a bass player. So let's hit play. Open up our thing here. 6/30, 2013. 7/30, 2013. Click Get Schedule. Alright, so we have our date. I'm not going to redo these. I'm going to hit F5. Okay, so we have found our bass player. Looks like we skipped lead guitar this time with the true or false thing. So let's see. Okay, I'm playing bass, and we'll click that one off. Now, what do we need to find next? Drums. Let's find ourselves a drummer. Very quickly here, we know that this is going to be on column 6, and I don't know what column the drum is here. Drum is 6. Great, okay. So there we go. And let's stop it here once we found our drummer. F5. Okay, so we have found a drummer. It's either going to be Brittany or Treston. Let's see which one it picked out. Okay, Treston has the drummer there. And then let's find a keyboardist and some vocals, and we'll call it a day for today. So, just copying an endless bunch of loops here. This will be called next 5. This will be 7. And the keyboard. Where was the keyboard? What column was that? Keyboard was column 5. If I'd lined these up real nice and pretty, I wouldn't have to look all these up. But it's all good. That looks good enough to find us a keyboard player. And then we need to go to next 6, which is right here. Just for fun. And this is keys. Then we'll need some people to do lead vocal. That will be optional. At least one of them will be. Let's see, I'm going to hit F5. Alright, so we found somebody. Who'd we find? Kenneth Sue. No, Kenneth S. Kenneth S is apparently playing the keys that Sunday for us. And then we'll copy and paste that one more time, or a couple times rather, and we will get us some vocalists. Actually, I take that back. We do want to get the vocalist, but let's, for the sake of time saving, let's get the one that's already got the true or false built in, so that we can maybe have a couple like that. There we go. Copy and paste that. Control C to copy, and Control V to paste. Alright, so true or false. So this is our backup vocal finder. And let's see here. Going to next 7, either way. So let's see, next 7 is here. Okay. And we need to find out where our vocalists are here. So we know that this always increments by 1, so we were on 6, 7, we're doing 8, and soon to be 9. But we need to find where the vocalists are. So the backup vocal is on I, which is 9. Backup vocal's on 9. Okay. And so we just need to repeat that twice. Let's do that one more time. Just for fun. Because we may have up to 2 backup vocalists in our randomizer here. Go to next 8. Same stuff here, except this will be column 10 on our suggestion sheet. But just going to next 8. Everything else looks pretty good. And tomorrow we can always put something on here to help us delete that. So where are we at now? Where are we at? Let's go ahead and just restart it from scratch. 6/30/2013 to 7/30/2013. I thought, no, we did 6/01. Get schedule. Alright, so where are we at? That's the bass guitar. Or did I label a bunch of them bass guitar? So there's rhythm guitar, lead guitar, bass. I'm sure this must be drums. Heck with it. Let's just hit F. No. Let's just do 1 here. Okay, right before we go to the next date, we're simply going to say y equals y plus 2, and that should fill it out. Let's go over here. Oh, what in the world? Let's go here and watch the fireworks show. Let's watch this program work here. So I'm going to erase all this junk here and see what happens. I'm going to hit Alt F8. Oh, it's in the user form. All right, let's do this. 6/1/2013 through 7/30, same year. Get schedule. I'm gonna take all this stuff up. I'm just gonna be brave and oh, you know what? It probably won't do anything because all these will be used up. So what we'll need to do is erase all that stuff at the end of each loop. So let's see. That was sk dot cells 2 rc dot range. That was, well, what's 24? It was on X. X2 through X and SKLR dot clear contents. That should clear out that area for us. So let's see what happens. I'm just gonna, I'll stop it right there, right before that, hit F5. So we've got our first batch here. Let's take a look at it. First batch is Ken on lead vocal, Rich playing rhythm, Michael's bass, I'm doing drums, and the keyboard. And you can see if you study this, if you want to pause the video, that those are all accurate. That is actually functions that these people are skilled at doing, or certified, or whatever you want to call it. Then, so here's where we're on the loop. We're going to use this clear contents thing to take all those out in column X. So hit F8. Okay, those are all renewed so that they can be used for the next week. And the next X is going to be that plus 7, as we know. And we're about to say that this right here is going to be that plus 2, so it's now going to be on row 7. So let's see, y equals y plus 2, so y is 7. Next X, that should be a week later, 6, where's X? 6/9/2013, cool. So there's the date for you. Plop that in that cell there. F8. Alright, so let's just hit F5 and watch the show again. Shazam! So Rich is leading. And like I said, we'll have to make some exceptions because he's probably going to be leading and playing rhythm guitar. Usually he does. It's not a rule, but usually so. I don't see much on the vocals here, so those both didn't get to do that. Let's hit F5 again. Looks like we have a pattern here that Nancy is playing the keyboards. So that's interesting. Hit F5. And nope, we got Ken on the keyboard, so it's not dead set. Michael on the bass. Don't see a lot of anybody else playing the bass. There's June 30th. Rich, me, Michael, Tristan, Ken. Okay, interesting. And F5. So I'm gonna just let it go. Hit F5. I'm gonna save, of course, and then I'm gonna hit F5 and let it go. So it's done. Okay. So let's analyze this a little bit. We're seeing some patterns. So there's no relief. It's either Nancy or Ken on the keyboard. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. Maybe some of these other ones need to be optional as well. So, very interesting. Let's add some more people here, because we do have a little bit larger team. Let's add Kevin S. Plays lead guitar. So there we go. Let's add, let's see, Brittany S. And she plays bass. So there'll be some relief for Michael and myself. And plays a little bit of piano. We could still use her in that arena. Plays drums. Okay, so that'll be good. Now, did we have any backup vocals at all? We did not. So we might need to look into that in our next video. Let's clear all this out. And we'll go ahead and hit F5. We'll click Get Schedule. Okay, we do have some vocalists here. I don't know why we have bongos. Okay, I'll have to check into that. Okay, something's not right. We got Kevin on the vocals and bongo. Pretty sure I didn't put him on either of those. Vocals. Alright, something to look into, huh? Alright, we'll probably continue this on our next video then. Okay, it looks like we've got some rotation on the bass guitar now. We got Brittany playing some, Michael playing bass some, Rich playing a little bit. So that's a little bit better of a rotation. So that makes me happy. As for these things here, we need a better randomizer for our backup vocals. But we will go ahead and call it a day for now. We'll continue this and we'll add a module that allows the people to say what days that they need off or what months or periods of time that they want to only be scheduled in. Let's say twice a month. So schedule me 2 times this month, and this next month schedule me 0 times, etc. And then we'll make those rules be applied to our scheduling tool here. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, give me a holler. Thanks.